Hi guys, this is just kind of a real quick overview of putting in one of the mechanical keyboards into a CoCo3 here. And it's pretty straightforward. The only thing, I've already taken the screws out of this. You will need a case that has a full set of good screws, you know, without the case being stripped or anything, because it needs to be held tightly together to properly hold the keyboard, of course. So I've already removed the screws from this case, and what you'll find in a stock CoCo3 will be the Mylar connector type keyboard. Of course, we'll just take that out, and the first time you open one, you'll likely find a small rubber plug here on the end of this plastic stem, as well as a rubber block down along the front edge of the case here. That's the bottom support for the keyboard, and that's kind of a central support there. You'll want to remove those, and then you'll get a couple of supports that'll be used with the new mechanical keyboard here. This goes over the stem here for the central support. Supports the bottom of the keyboard, and this one is the bottom support. It has a little bit of adhesive double-sided foam tape there. You'll need to measure that in. As you can see, it has these little grooves here. That's to clear some of the screws on the bottom of the new keyboard once it's installed, and then the flat surfaces here support the lower edge of the keyboard. So the measurement that needs to be used there is it's 7¼ inches from the inside edge of the case to approximately the center of the center groove on the lower support block that we're putting in. We'll just mark that with a little pencil. Get our block ready to stick on there. And we just line it up. It bottoms out on the bottom and slides right in. Just make sure it's good and stuck there. And this just simply slides over there like that. Now, you may want to take off these little conductive clips. They won't serve any purpose for us with this new keyboard in anyway, and I guess they could short out some of the connections on the bottom. Here's the new mechanical keyboard, and you can see there's exposed contacts on the bottom there. Boy, that is okay. Yep, and then I got a ribbon cable with a little PCB on the end of extra thin material instead of Mylar, so more durable. There's nothing Mylar to wear out in this, just mechanical switches. So we've got our bottom support block stuck in. That support is in. Then we just set our keyboard on there and plug it in to the keyboard connector, right where the Mylar used to go. And the ribbon cable is a little extra long, but it can just be put in there any way you want. It doesn't matter. We need that extra length for certain CoCo1 models, I believe. So, there we go. We have the supports under it. Now the rest of the support system is the two halves of the case actually being clamped together by the screws. So on goes that. And when you're putting your screws back in, it's important to note that there are 6 screws. 2 of them are longer than the other 4. And these go in the back side of the case here. if you use them in the front side, they can cause damage to the top of the top shell as they try to come through. So I will just quickly put these screws in, and I find it easiest just to tilt the thing on its side rather than flip it all the way over. Get a couple of screws in the back side here. And of course you want to use the same reasonable care you'd always use putting these type of screws back into plastic. You know, maybe rotate it in the opposite direction with a little pressure at first to find the old thread so that you're not chewing that case up unnecessarily, reducing the lifespan of those screw holes. Just the 6 screws. And make sure that they are nice and tight without over tightening them so that you risk stripping anything. The screw holes can be repaired if you screw them up, but you know, we'd rather not do that. Have to. So after getting the 6 screws in place and tightened, our keyboard is installed, and that is about the size of it. You have a keyboard installed. Pretty simple. But it is critical that you have the right supports and a full set of case screws so that it holds it all nicely together. Just to have a nice, sturdy, usable keyboard without anything moving around. There are going to be different supports for the various cases. I think the CoCo3 is all one type of case, and I have those supports worked out that are available now. There's at least 2 or 3 CoCo2 style cases that will require a little bit different dimensions on the supports. And then the CoCo ones, there's a few models there too as well. And so, just need to make sure you got the right supports. You'll get them when you order your keyboard for the machine you're going to put it in, and that's it. Pretty simple. So, that's all. Thanks for watching.